We just played over 50 games in about 2 weeks, and we're going to tell you about them all. But today, we're just starting with the party games. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Welcome to The Grove. I'm Becca, and today we're doing our first video out of about 4, where we talk about all the games we brought home from Gen Con. And today we're starting with party games. Today I have with me Izzy.
Hello.
And Taylor.
Hey.
So like I said, today we're covering 14 games. These are all party games. We've kind of chunked out all the games that we brought home into different groups. Like I said, today we're talking about party games. Now, if we gave you an in-depth teach of every single one of these games, this video would be incredibly long and nobody would want to watch that whole thing. Or maybe they would just like watch it to have like white noise while they sleep, but we don't want that. We want you to be engaged. So the goal of this is really just to give you an elevator pitch of each of these games and maybe spark some interest in them, let you know if it's something that might be a good fit for you or your play group. If you've played any of these, let us know what your experience has been. But we're just gonna go through each one, tell you a little bit about how the game plays, who it's for, and some of our experience. So with that, we'll get started. So I'll start with size-wise, which I feel like I've been talking about since we got back from Gen Con.
Oh yeah.
This is from Gamehead, and I am kind of obsessed with this game immediately. It's just a simple little party game. It's easy to teach, easy to play. I think it's like low barrier to entry, but basically you're gonna have a deck of cards that are gonna have words with like random things on them like ball cap, suitcase, just the word bread. And you're gonna have these strings where you can measure out the size of those things. And you're all competing to try to be in line with everyone else in the group. So everyone's gonna stretch their little ball on their string to how big they think bread is, for example, and then you're all gonna hang up your strings together and see who is the shortest guess and who is the longest guess. They're gonna lose a point, but if you're in the middle of the pack with everyone else, you're gonna hang on to those points. And they're called wisdom tokens, so it means that I guess you're the smartest one at the table.
Yeah, you're wise to the size of the object.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, the game ends when the first person runs out of their wisdom tokens, and the person with the most wisdom tokens left is the winner of the game. The first time I played this game was at Gen Con, and I actually learned and played it for the first time with Taylor and Izzy.
Yeah.
And we had a pretty good time with it. At one point, Taylor was secretly trying to measure the length of his baseball cap to make sure he was most accurate.
I was probably closest to accurate. I did lose a point.
I think you were like overestimating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is just like, ball caps are like that tall, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is like you don't know, are you talking about height, length? Like, for example, I said bread. Are you talking about a piece of bread? Or are you talking about a baguette?
I went for loaf, and I also lost a point on that.
Yeah. Sometimes it's kind of silly too, like you can kind of like bluff each other. So I know like when you had top hat.
Oh yeah, I went Doug Dimmadome all the way, like as tall as you could make it.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna lose, but I was like, it's really funny to just reveal it. It's all the way down there.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And you can kind of like, I think we had salmon, and Izzy was like, salmon are really big, right?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how big a salmon is, but now everyone at the table is talking about how big they are, and I don't want my salmon to be the smallest one out there. So now maybe I'm overestimating it, and they're all just punking me.
It's called manipulation.
You do it with your friends.
That's right.
Yes.
But anyway, it's been fun. We've played it several times. I've taught it to various family members. It's just very easy to pick up. I think this game is great for families, friend groups. I think one thing that I really like is a light game that is good to play while people are just chit-chatting and having a conversation.
Yeah.
And this is one of those where it doesn't really like interrupt the night. Nobody's like really thinking about their strategy. You can keep having conversation while you play it. And I also think it's good for people that maybe aren't board gamers. It's very easy to learn, and you just kind of pick it up and stretch your string out and see how you fit in with everybody.
Yeah.
But anything else on size-wise? Any other
No, I
thoughts?
think you covered it.
Yeah?
No, I really like the game a lot. My family likes it.
Yeah.
Friends, and I think it's really easy to teach.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Taylor, do you want to go next?
Sure. I'd like to talk about Excalibur from Roxley. It is a very interesting social deduction and like logic puzzle game Basically, you set up the board with 3 swords that basically create regions. You put tokens in the middle that have different actions under them, and you have a hand of tokens that you will play. Everybody blindly, I guess you're kind of bidding with a token, but you're just kind of like, this is the action I'm going to take on the token. Everybody reveals all at the same time. You resolve the actions how you will. Your goal is to end the game with Excalibur. And one person will start the game with Excalibur. Through various methods, they may lose Excalibur. It may be stolen from them. There's also a cursed blade that you will just lose more than everyone else if you end it. If you end the game with the cursed blade. It's basically, I think, the first time that we played it, I started with Excalibur, and it took a while before people kind of clued in on it. But once it happened, it was promptly stolen from me. I think it's definitely a little bit more on the strategic side of a party game, but I think it is just the right weight for a party of board game hobbyists. I think it is like, this is very digestible. This is practically like, this is an appetizer for a much heavier game later. Yeah. I think that's how I would kind of pitch that to people.
Yeah, I think because there's like different abilities for each of the tokens, you know, with something, again, like size-wise, there's not that extra layer, so it's a little bit easier to teach non-board gamers, where this is like extra rules and kind of thinking deeper on the strategy. So I think that's a good way to explain it. It's like for a board game hobbyist, it's a little bit crunchy, but still light party. People can be silly and have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
We played it at 4. And I was kind of worried that 4 wouldn't be enough. I thought maybe it was like, it's a party game. I feel like it needs to be played at 4. But I think it still was pretty good. And I didn't know where Excalibur was a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah. When you just said you had it to begin with, I was like, I don't remember that.
You did?
Eli figured me out very quickly.
That's fair.
That's Eli.
Yeah. Anything else you guys have to talk about for Excalibur?
I mean, the box is beautiful. And this is not even the like super fancy version of the box. There's a version that comes with like a metal sword.
Yeah.
And I know some people tried to bring it with them to Gen Con, and TSA was like, hey, you can't take this tiny sword on the plane.
If it's this long of a blade, yeah, that's not gonna fly.
Yeah, so maybe
that's a weapon.
Yeah, maybe leave that part at home. But
Yeah.
even in this version, it's all the foiling is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And the components of the game are really nice. Like the little swords that make up the districts are also foiled and pretty.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the camera can catch a little bit of the glint.
Yeah, you're
as I
blinding
rotate
the
it around.
audience.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts on it?
No, I really like the art style. I think that it's really cool. And I really like a good fantasy-esque looking anything.
Yeah.
So looking at it, I was like, ooh, I'm Arthur Pendragon with my sword.
Another thing I'll say about it is that there is one main way to win, right? You have Excalibur in your hand, but there's like some piggyback ways to win, and it's like if your neighbor has Excalibur and you have this, then you can win.
Also true.
And that's just as devastating when someone steals that for you, because you're trying to like set up like, I know that my neighbor just stole Excalibur from me, and I have this special token that's gonna let me win too.
Yeah.
And then someone takes Excalibur or takes the special token, and now you're still not winning the game. So there's like, even if you're not the one with Excalibur, there's some like stake in the game for how you can end up at the end.
But yeah, that's Excalibur.
Okay, Iz, what do you have for us?
I'm gonna go with the game. It's my turn. I'm gonna go with the game that is meant for a lot of people, a lot of loud people. I'm gonna go with Change My Mind. It is self-published by a guy named Josh Saley. And it is about ranking some of your own favorite things, or just in general things, and putting it to the test of your friend group. It's kind of a like, change my mind about this, let's argue, but in like a silly, fun way. So one of them that we ended up having was like, rank out your Disney movies. And so when we were doing it, I was like, I have my own hot takes. And so when it came time to the almost reveal, it was like, oh no, everyone else is trying to convince me that my choices are wrong. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe you're right, maybe you're not. But I know that at Gen Con, they ended up having some more expansions that came out. They had a queer one, they had black and Jewish, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's mostly explicit content, so it's not necessarily something that you have to include into the game. If that's not your speed, that's totally fine.
True.
They have icons in there that are listed that try to, tell you before you read them. So, if you have kids, might not want to have that around there. But I think that
Take them out of the deck.
Exactly. It's easy. They're cards. Toss them, whatever. But I think that this is for really anyone. It's not necessarily for a board game hobbyist. Anyone could pick it up and do it. You could be like, I'm just gonna go play it with your mom at her house.
That would be a wild experience.
I know. I'm gonna go over to her house and be like, "Hey, girl, no, change my mind. Wally's better than Ratatouille."
Yeah.
I think I know your favorite pizza toppings more than you.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was the thing. Like, our group is very opinionated, and we have strong reasons for the opinions that we have. So everyone would do their rankings, and then we would take our time being like, "No, you actually like mushrooms on your pizza more than you like pepperoni," and everyone was like, "No."
Oh my gosh, I felt like I didn't know you.
Yeah.
I was like, I've known you for so long now. Who are you?
Who are you? Exactly.
I have to reestablish all my knowledge.
Yeah, but even if you don't change anybody's mind, I think it's still a fun time, and you get lots of arguing, and like with the kids movie or the Disney movie one.
Yeah.
It was like, I can't believe that you have that opinion about Wall-E. That's insane that you would say that right now. And it just makes for like a silly fun time.
Oh yeah, you'll talk about it later. It's fine. It's great. So let's change my mind.
I guess I'll go now. Which of these should I talk about next? There's so many. I think I'll go with Cat Says Moo. This is for Wacky Wizard Games. Well, not for, it's from Wacky Wizard Games.
It's also for Wacky Wizards.
It could, if you're a Wacky Wizard, this is a game for you.
What if I'm not a wacky wizard?
Still for you.
Oh,
It's for everybody.
Perfect.
It really is. I think that it's ages 6+, so lots of ages that can play this game. And it's very silly. It's just a deck of cards, and they have animals on them, and they have animal sounds, noises on them. And when you see a pair come out on the table, so maybe you see 2 frogs that come out on the table, you have to say ribbit. And if you're the first to say ribbit, you get that pair of cards. But if you say frog, you don't get it. You have to say the sound that the animal picture makes. However, for the sounds that are printed on the card, let's say it says meow, and there's 2 cards that come out that say meow, you have to be the first to say cat, and then you get the card, which sounds really simple. But when those cards are flying and everyone's just ready and just honestly screaming animal sounds, it gets a little chaotic, and you get a little stressed, and you kind of forget what sounds frogs make. But
I think it's also really stinky too, because there are multiple different animals that are their fur or their like coats are colored in very similar ways.
Yeah, like
so
the cows look like cats because they're just colored very similarly.
Oh my gosh, there were so
card.
many times that we were just yelling the wrong name
It's
or
like,
the wrong sound.
Moo! It's like, that's a cat!
Exactly.
yeah, we played so many party games like in the same night, and I think this one raised blood pressure the most.
Absolutely.
Certainly mine.
Yeah.
I'll never look at an animal the same.
Yeah. Because people would be like, it's a cat on the card, and it's like, yeah, but you have to say meow. You don't have to, we know what the picture is. You're saying the wrong thing.
I know.
Truly think this game could be for anyone that recognizes animals and knows what sounds animals make. So you can
make
play
it
this
sound so simple.
about anywhere.
I did it so poorly.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Great, silly, quick game to play. Yeah. Anything else from you guys?
I don't think so.
All right, Taylor, what do you have for us?
I think next I would like to talk about Stonk Market. This one is a kind of like chaotic set collection game because you are trying to gain the majority shares of the different stonks in the market. And you basically just have your hand of cards. You may already begin with a majority. Some of the different stonks have, I'm going to keep saying stonks because that's how it is.
It's very
Silly.
mean.
But like some of them only have 5 cards. Some of them have 7 or 9 cards. So it's harder to get those majorities. But if you get the majority, you get points per card. And if you get all of them, then you get an additional bonus. It's basically once somebody has only majorities in their hand, they can declare the end of the round, and you just got to score what you have. And then another little twist is there's always a card in the middle, and if you end up with those cards in your hand, each one is -1.
Yeah.
So if you just end up with like trying to go for the majority of whatever ends up being that negative bonus, brutal.
Yeah.
You can also be like, I know Izzy's going for a particular card. I'm gonna throw this one out in the middle
That's
and
really mean.
sabotage your hand.
Oh gosh, it really feels like we're in the middle of the Wall Street stock market type thing where everyone's just yelling like, "I need this, I need one more of this. I'll give you this."
Yeah.
It was just chaotic.
Yeah, and I if you're like taking too long to decide, or you're trying to count how many you have, and someone else yells out a better deal, it's gone. You've lost
yeah.
your opportunity.
I know.
Yeah.
Everyone's just screaming and throwing cards at each other.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. It's designed by Reiner Knizia, and he's not really well known for small box games like this.
Yeah.
It was still like fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is also from
All play.
It's from Allplay. Yeah, you're right.
Part of their little tiny box collection.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah,
Very fun.
very cute. All right, pass
Oh
it
my
back
gosh,
to you.
it's already back to me.
Izzy, you get so stressed when
I
we
know
loop
I
back
do.
to you.
I know I do.
know
I'm
what's
gonna do this one's really pretty. Phantom Ink.
Ooh.
Let me go really slow.
Iridescence.
Some would say is very spooky.
Spooky.
As spooky season is
Around
right
the
around the corner. We've got Phantom Ink. So Phantom Ink is by Allplay. It is a new edition. And it is a competitive game where you're on teams of media. It consists of medium and spirit. And the spirits have the same word. And they are trying to get their teams to
Figure out the
figure
word.
out the word. See, I need a spirit to
Yeah.
tell me. And so they have to use these different clues given to them by the mediums. It's writing different words and then using the like Ouija board and like moving it through, very spooky. And it's just trying to be the first team to guess that word.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really interesting. I don't think I've played something like this.
Yeah,
It does remind me of something like Decrypto or, the other type of guessing games
Yeah.
up against another person.
Yeah.
It also reminds
triangulation, like you're trying to get
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what's interesting about this is the clues that you're getting from your mediums. So your mediums will pass you questions, and then you give them the answer to that question, and then through the answers to the questions that they give you, they try to figure out what the word is. But what's interesting is, when we played, Izzy and I were both the spirits, and we knew what the word was. Obviously, our mediums didn't on each of our respective teams, and everyone can see what you're spelling out on the Ouija board, but like I don't know what question she's been asked, and Taylor is her medium, and he doesn't know what question our team's asking, and so you may be getting a word like tires, but you have no idea what that is answering.
Right.
So then you're getting
it
all
mean?
these random words, and you're trying to like deduce information that you don't have and piece little puzzle things together.
Yeah.
Which I think makes it really unique.
Yeah.
The question specifically that
Absolutely.
piece of it does.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting that like information, I guess, like disconnect between the two teams, because very quickly both of us were like, I know what it is, and then would see like a new related word coming up, and we're just like, okay, no, never mind.
Yeah, it's real hard when you're like, I know what it is, and I'm trying to figure out how to tell you in the knowledge that I know. Meanwhile, the other person could be like, I have so much more knowledge than you, and you just used the wrong word to describe this. That may or may not have happened in the time that we played.
Well, the questions aren't like, what category is this? They're questions like, what holiday is this most associated with?
Yeah.
But your word might be bicycle.
There's no holiday.
What holiday is associated with bicycles? Like, I think in the game we played, I had you get to choose which question you want to answer. So I had, what holiday is this most associated with, and what happens when you put this underwater? Well, it's a bicycle. Nothing happens. So what clue do I give for that? And then what clue do I give that's not an immediately giveaway to the other team? So it makes like a very interesting, puzzly moment.
Yeah, and I think that this game is pretty good for, I think a really good, well-knit group of friends.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you need to read my mind.
You gotta be like right here.
Yeah. I do think
Lock
that it's
in.
pretty quick too.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. Get in, get out. Guess my word. Don't guess my word. Whatever. It's still a fun time all around.
Yeah. And it is, like Izzy said, spooky season's around the corner.
It's so
It's a
cute.
great spooky game to play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to me.
Yep.
I think, so I talked about Cat Says Move, which induced high blood pressure. And in keeping with the theme of high blood pressure, I will now talk about Bacon Lettuce Throwdown
Yeah.
with Kitchen Clash and Breakfast Brawl. There's lots of food things happening here.
Mm-hmm.
So
love food.
Bacon,
Sorry.
everybody does.
I'm hungry.
It's great. Bacon Lettuce Throwdown is from Pop House Collective. And you see this and you're like, that's a game for kids. That's just like whatever. This is fiercely competitive and very stressful. You will be throwing ingredients around the table and screaming at your partner across the table to hurry up and find you a baguette so that you can complete the sandwich before the other team completes the sandwich.
Yeah.
Basically, in this game, you're gonna have recipe cards or order cards, I think is what they actually are, for different sandwiches that your deli is trying to make. And then you're gonna have your own little personal deck of ingredients like bacon, tomato, lettuce, mayo, pickles, whatever. And you're gonna be, as quickly as possible, trying to make any of these sandwiches that are out on order before anybody else claims it. But not only do you have to have the ingredients, you then have to list off every ingredient in that sandwich
Oh my gosh.
out loud before you can claim that sandwich for yourself. So if you have two people, like let's say me and Taylor both finish a BLT at the same time, we're both just screaming BLT ingredients as quickly as possible to
Bacon, lettuce,
see,
tomato.
to see who can snatch that card off the table. Very chaotic, very fun though. And obviously very easy to teach, and like again is another game that's just like anybody can approach the table and play this. I think what really like amped it up was when we added in Kitchen Clash. So this is when you're playing on a team. So in Bacon Lettuce Throwdown, you're playing as your own sandwich shop, trying to win the sandwich wars if you want. But Kitchen Clash brings in a team component. So you are building your sandwich and your teammate is giving you condiments to really spice it up. So maybe they're getting you like chipotle mayo or like special bread.
Garlic aioli.
Yeah. So you have to like call out, this is the sandwich I'm going for. But now the other teams at the table know what sandwich you're going for.
I know.
And maybe they're going to try to beat you to it. So you have to get your ingredients ready while your teammates flipping through their shared deck, trying to get their ingredients ready. And then same rules apply. You have to yell out every ingredient before you can claim the sandwich. And so there's lots of like, you know, Taylor and Izzy beat me and Eli to our sandwich, so now we have to hurry up and pivot, and Eli's got to flip through the mayo deck and find a different type of mustard or mayo to put on our sandwich really quick. It was pure chaos. And Breakfast Brawl is also an expansion that you can add to it. This just adds some good, wonderful breakfast ingredients to the mix. So some
Delicious.
egg and avocado to make some fancier, different types of sandwiches. And there's some new recipe cards in here, so it kind of adds some new things to the mix. But this was also blood pressure raising. It was a little wild.
I think what adds to the chaos is that it comes with a little stuffed bacon.
Yeah.
And anytime you finish something like a recipe that includes bacon in it, you get to essentially throw it at the, you know, another player that is currently working on something. Then they have to discard their entire hand.
Yeah, I did. That is a critical part. Yeah.
So much.
Yes.
Like, I'm working on like a giant order and you do that and I'm like, it's all ruined. My sandwich is
My
gone.
sandwich.
You threw that and my sandwich is on the floor and I'm really sad and I'm mourning it.
Yeah.
And then I've got to pick myself up and be like, all right, let's go to the store.
Let's make a Reuben.
Let's go make another one.
We've played obviously a lot of board games. Played a lot of strategic games, a lot of competitive games. I think this is the one game that I've truly been like angry at another person at the table. When Izzy beat me to a BLT and threw the bacon at me, I saw red. I was like, this sandwich.
I know. I was like, I can't.
This sandwich is.
I can't be
ruined our
around her now.
friendship.
I got to give her a minute.
It was so stressful, but really silly. Like I said, really approachable, and also just really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Taylor.
All right.
What do you have that's blood pressure inducing?
Oh, I wasn't going to go blood pressure inducing. I'm going more word clue game in Jibber Jabble, also by All Play, another tiny box game. It's basically, you have to give one word clues at a time, and you have a list of easy, medium, and hard words. And let's say I'm the guesser. The rest of the players are one letter at a time trying to spell a word, and they don't really, they can't really totally communicate.
Yeah.
The only way that they can kind of let everybody know that they are on the same page, if they are on the same page, they say gibber. And if they are not, they say jabble. And so you will have somebody that's starting a word, say it's bathtub. And obviously you can't use bath or tub, but they're like, you know what, we're gonna go soak. So they just go S, and then the next person just goes,
Oh.
well, if they don't know what you're going for, you can't tell them, hey, we're gonna spell soak right now.
I'm just going with it, man.
You just say,
I'm gibber.
You say S, and maybe Izzy's thinking squeegee and goes in a completely different direction.
And just goes Q, and we're just like, oh no.
That would never happen with me.
Never. And you don't, so you only get 3 words, right? To give to the guesser.
Yes.
Correct. To the guesser.
And so you have to commit to that word. So if we're trying to spell soak, or Taylor's trying to get us to spell soak, and Izzy says Q, we have to decide, do we want to try to save this word and make a weird way to spell soak, or do we want to just abandon this word and start over? Because we only get 3, so they're like all super critical.
Yep.
So maybe I'm like, gibber, I know what you're going for, and I say O. So now we've got SQO, and Taylor's like, I'm going to get us back on track.
A.
I'm going to get the A. And now we're all looking at Izzy like, you've got this.
And she's like, squo.
T.
But it's really silly, and like the only way you can communicate, like Taylor said, is saying gibber or jabble, which is just nonsense.
It's very silly. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think it's a very fun party game, very good warm-up game. I think you can basically teach it to anybody, but you'll want to be kind of similar with Phantom Ink. You want people who are kind of clued in.
Read my mind.
Yeah, you want similar kind of thought processes going around.
Yeah.
But the guesser moves around, so you might be in link with somebody, and then they're no longer giving you clues.
Yeah. And it's kind of scales infinitely, but it gets way harder. Like if you have 20 people trying to spell one word, that is gonna go sideways really fast.
Oh yeah.
But it's great if you have big groups because it's easy just for everybody to jump in and participate.
Yeah, for sure.
You have some weird words.
Some weird words.
Weird words.
Yeah. All right, well, back to Iz
It's
then.
me again. We're going to talk about Christmas in July. It's not even July. It's August, September, October, November, December. I don't know. What month is it?
It is August right now. We do know.
Oh. Okay. So, this is Jingle Bell Roll. This is by Chris Couch Games. If you ever heard of Holiday Hills, that's him. Another holiday game. It is a press your luck dice game where you're trying to create holiday cheer going up into, Christmas time.
Yeah.
So you're playing as different, people around the town. I'm not really, Whoville? Probably not.
No. For sure the North Pole.
Yeah.
For sure the North Pole.
The North
You can say
Pole.
you're playing as different Christmas characters.
Yeah, Christmassy guys. And you're trying to, have the most points up on the Christmas tree. And so it's essentially you're rolling your dice and you're deciding, ooh, do I want to keep these dice? Do I want to keep my gingerbread cookies and my milk? Or do I want to try to chance it by rolling 7 dice in a row and just winning the game?
Yeah.
It's super great, super fun. I myself really like press your luck type games, so I'm ready to risk it all constantly. I think this is for people, if you're trying to get others into, more holiday games, or if you're trying to teach your family a higher concept, maybe they've worked their way up, you've played Holiday Hills, and now you're like, let's keep going. All right, here is a smaller game, but it packs a real punch with newer things, newer ideas, newer concepts of how to play a board game.
Yeah, you have the push your luck component of rolling these dice, and you only have so many times per turn to roll your dice. So you have to decide what you want to keep and what you want to keep rolling for. And you're going to be assigning those dice to different point scoring abilities. So, for example, gingerbread cookies and milk score in pairs, and they only score in pairs. So you need a cookie and a milk to score those points. But let's say you only roll gingerbread, now you're not getting those points. So you have to kind of decide, do I want to push my luck to see if I can get the milk, or do I want to abandon this and roll for something else? Yeah. One thing Izzy said was push your luck and roll all 7 dice to win the game. So there's also bells on the dice, jingle, bell, roll. And if you roll 7 bells on your turn, you just automatically win the game. So it's just like a fun little component, which, like Izzy said, she really likes to risk it all. So Izzy's always just like, forget it, I'm rolling for bells. Always rolling for bells. But if it pays off, you win the whole game immediately.
Oh yeah. Well, and then there's like the different character cards have different abilities. So as you're trying to build up your engine or your, I guess, your presence.
Yeah.
The abilities that you're bringing to the holidays, it can really change the way that you're playing the game every time, depending on if you want to stay the same person or change.
Yeah.
I know Eli played as a milkman last time, and that was
Milkman
a
Dan.
little hectic.
And like, you know, some of the abilities might be like your milk dice counts as double. So like there's different ways that you could score. I think like Kris Kringle, I think is the one that you get double stockings or something like that. So your abilities help you build out kind of like an engine to maximize your point scoring abilities.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. It's great.
Yeah. I think talking about engine building, the other piece of it is you have little mailboxes and you're writing letters to Santa, and those give you different abilities as well. And so there's, again, like I said, an engine building piece of it where you're getting different letters in your mailbox that maybe give you extra bells, and so now you only need to roll 5 bells because you've got some bells in your mailbox.
Yeah, I'm stocking them up.
Yeah. So different, like as you said, kind of more high concept gameplay where you've got this push your luck, kind of starting to think about engine building is a good progression along the board gaming hobby.
Oh yeah, I'm just ready to, we go to this and then we go into moon rollers.
Ooh, yeah.
All press your luck.
Yeah.
Yep. You go from trying to get cookies and milk to space contracting.
Yes.
As is the natural progression in the board game hobby.
Absolutely. All right.
What do you got?
I'm going to talk about Minesweeper. Might not be able to see my face if I put this here. I'll put it here. You need to be able to see my face. It's important, right?
Yeah.
This is from Floodgate Games, another party game. Are we talking about party games? Did we say that already?
I don't
What's
think
happening?
so.
Not. This game, I got pitched it at Gen Con, and I was like, this game has a barbecue brush in it. I'm interested in this.
That's so fun.
And I think on the box it even says one brush. Yeah, 1 broom, 1 minute, 1 secret word is the tagline of the game, and that's literally what it is. You're gonna have all these tokens of different images or icons out on the table, and you get a word that nobody but you knows, and you're trying to move these little tokens around to depict some kind of imagery that gets the other people at the table to guess the word that you have. And you can only move those tokens around with a barbecue brush. So think like the little silicone brush that you're putting barbecue sauce on ribs with, and you're moving these little cardboard tokens around the table and drawing out pictures to try to get someone to guess ski resort. And so you're like, you have limited tokens, limited icons that you can move around to try to guess this, but you also only have 1 minute. So you start the timer and you're frantically moving these tokens around, and people are like, this is crazy. I do not understand what you're trying to convey.
You guys keep
here.
picking like high blood pressure. Like you gotta go fast. It's all or nothing. Basically.
But I love that. I love the pressure. I think it creates silly environments where people do silly things because they can't think, so they're trying to like hurry up and come up with the best option. There's also tokens in here that have like a nose or eyes, and so they're things like they're meant to be like looks like or smells like. So maybe you say like looks like an elephant. I don't know, whatever your word might be. But then sometimes people aren't reading your mind. So kind of like Phantom Ink or Jibber Jabble, it's a good game for people that are, and they're like, okay, I understand like Taylor wouldn't pick an apple if he wasn't
You're gonna
talking
see
about.
my vision.
Yeah, exactly. If he didn't
Absolutely.
have fruit bowl, he would not be picking that word right now. So it's really silly, and it's also, when we played it, one thing I really liked about it is everyone's playing together, so you, as a table, want to try to get the most words right, and because of that, people can kind of come in and out of the game.
Yeah.
So like we started with 4 people playing it, and then someone walked up and they're like, what is this game? And then they joined in, and someone else walked up and joined in, and then by the end of the game, we had like 8 people standing around the table playing. And it doesn't really matter because you're all just trying to get the words correct. So as long as they're enjoying themselves
Yeah.
and contributing, the more the merrier.
Yeah, you're like, by all means, help me win.
Please, maybe you can translate better than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was a fun, silly little time. Despite walking to the table and being like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
What is this gonna be?
Now, does it make it harder to move with the barbecue brush?
I think so. Because it's like the silicone ones, and so they're like really flimsy
Oh yeah.
little brush
I feel like you got to be
pieces.
very strategic about where you're like moving and
Yeah.
placing.
Yeah. We were filming a little reel for this, and Matt was trying to do like a POV shot, and he had the phone camera with the barbecue brush, like the POV of the barbecue brush,
Yeah.
and it was
POV, you are barbecue.
yeah. And it was really silly, but yeah, this is a good one, and like I said, it's great for big groups.
Yeah, for sure.
Cute.
All right, Taylor, what do you got for us?
Okay, so I'm gonna move these down because I'm here to talk about Sky 5 by Druid City Games.
Ooh.
It's a bit of a set collection, but not really because you want different color cards. If you get all 5, you get a Sky 5, and you bank the points that are actually listed as numbers on the cards. But you can also try to bank early by rolling a die, and if it hits any of the numbers that are on your cards, you bust and you discard everything.
You know, that kind of sounds like Flip 7.
It
sounds
is-
really nice in that way.
It is pretty similar,
Yeah.
but you know, obviously you can bank early and you kind of just keep rolling. There's not really like set rounds and like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
this round's over. Everyone calculate. You kind of just keep it going however
Right.
it flows together.
Yeah.
They've got similar vibes, but this one is like, get all the colors and then, you know, bank it and roll dice. It's just the numbers and collecting and
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
Yeah.
and the pushing your luck of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also, if you keep drawing cards, if you flip out a duplicate color, you have to pass that to another player. And if there's no valid targets, you bust.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there is always a risk of like, do I try to bank? Do I try to draw? Everyone's got a green. If I pull a green, I'm just going to bust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's everyone's kind of quietly looking around the table the whole time like, what color? Okay, if I need a blue, do I have a spot that I could throw away a red if I get a red? And so you're kind of like trying to hedge your bet. Or maybe you've gotten like 3 6s in a row and you're like, I cannot push my luck. I gotta bank all these points while I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, for sure. Or just like, if I get a red, they're gonna get a Sky 5 and they're gonna be in front of me.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's another the theme of party games in general is just approachable. So I think some of these maybe are a little more strategic, but this one's pretty easy to pick up, and
For sure.
you can, I mean, it's small. You can take it wherever you want, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Put
Yeah.
it in my purse.
Yeah.
Very easy to handle box.
All right, last one. And every letter counts in this one. This is Out of Words by Queen Games. It is a collaborative, cooperative game where you're all playing together, but one person knows a single word, and they're trying to use other words via one single letter to try to get you to guess it. So if you don't know your synonyms, grab a thesaurus. So I feel like that's going to help you a good bit.
Yeah.
It is, so let's say we have basil.
Yeah.
And that is my word. I'm looking at all of the letters and I'm like, oh, there's an H. I'm going to put that down there. And I'm trying to get you guys to guess something. So I'm like, herb.
Yeah.
I'm like, guess one of them. And then you're definitely not going to guess basil, but I'm like,
That would
okay.
be wild if you did.
But speaking of collaboration,
Oh.
would you like to help me?
You want to add something to it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think the tricky part of this game, the reason it says every letter counts is because you're giving these clues, but you can only give clues based on the letters in the grid in front of you. So you're gonna have a grid, a 5x5 grid, I think,
Yeah.
of different letters, and it's not like the full alphabet. It's random letters, and there's like more C's than there are Z's or whatever. But you're gonna have all these letters out there, and so you have to have the letter available to give the clue that you want to give. So if Izzy wanted to say herb, there had to be an H out there on the table. If there wasn't an H, now Izzy's like, oh my God, what's another word that I can give for them to figure out?
Dazel.
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 It's wrong. You can't do
Yeah, it
that.
has to be a real word. I'm joking.
But as the game goes on, the letters come off the table. So each turn you can give up to 5 clues, and then the tokens that you use to give those clues, whether it's 1 or up to 5, are going to come out of the grid. And now you have less words for the next person to guess. And the whole point of the game is to just try to get as many words as you can. And it's not really scoring, but it's like one of those games where it tells you like how smart you are based on how many words. So it's really like a blow to the ego if you don't do well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's rough. But yeah, so you're trying to decide, do I want to keep trying to give hints, or do we want to cut our losses and just abandon this word so we can keep more letters in our grid?
Oh yeah,
because after 3 guesses, then you're allowed to give up.
Yeah.
Because you might just want to tactically, it's like, we're getting nowhere.
Yeah.
We are just absolutely stinking it up.
Yeah.
And let's just cut our losses and not burn 5 letters and only burn 3.
Yeah, Izzy just keeps telling us herb. She's given us herb 3 times.
Herb?
Herb, and that's changing because we're taking out the H. Now we're at the E. now we're at the R.
Wow.
And then all not words.
But
So wrong.
the fun kind of like twist in there is if your team manages to guess the word right on the first clue that you get, you actually get to add a letter into the grid. So you get a little reward for being so smart and figuring it out immediately.
I feel so brave.
Yeah. Because you have the B left in the grid, right?
Exactly.
And
And then I'll feel sad with the S.
with the S.
Yeah.
This is another one of those, you want people on the same wavelength
Oh yeah.
at the table.
I think it's still good for like get your family involved.
Yeah.
Because it will incite, maybe an argument, but it brings you all together.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what do you mean? That word?
Yeah.
You think it's this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, it was that word. And you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think you had copper.
Yeah.
And you
Oh
went
my
with
gosh.
cable and electricity.
It started with electricity.
Yeah.
So here's my thought process.
We're not in his brain.
Started with electricity. Copper is like the main source that transfers electricity in the world.
I don't know that.
Now I
Then
know.
next one was cable. So we have electricity and cable. So I'm like, maybe they'll kind of like start getting at that. Then I had to go metal, and then still didn't get it off of that. Then I had to go or with an O.
Yeah.
And it's just like finally it's like, okay, we're talking about the base
Yeah.
element
Yeah,
of
that
of
helped.
copper.
Yeah. But then when we got the word, I said, you could have just done P for penny. And Taylor was like,
You're right.
didn't even think of that. But then it's like hindsight, you're like, oh shoot, yeah, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been a
When
good
you're under
clue.
the pressure, you're like, what can I think of that's really roundabout?
Yeah.
And then afterward, you're like, I thought of so many other things.
Could have been so much
So
more
many easier.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the ability to gain some letters back if they get it on the first clue, you're like putting a lot of pressure on that first clue.
Absolutely.
It's also because everyone's on the same team. There are like variants of how you can play it. You can play it competitively on multiple teams, but the base game is everyone's playing together. One person has the word, and everyone's contributing their guess. It's another one of those games that's really great for a big group because everyone can kind of jump in and sit around the table and give their thoughts.
Yeah,
And they
absolutely.
included like a little megaphone token in there, so that person's the ultimate speaker of the guess.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it kind of helps wrangle the chaos if you
Right.
are playing with a big
Well, if we're
group.
like arguing
Yeah.
and it's like, I think it's this, no, I think it's this, in the end, that third person gets to be like, I'm going to go with this decision.
Yeah.
And so then when they're wrong, you can get mad at them.
you can blame them.
Exactly.
This is where the arguing comes
I know.
in.
Party games I feel like bring out arguments, and I'm like, that's what they're meant to do, and it's very
what they're meant
fun.
to
It's
do.
great.
Structured argumentation.
Absolutely. Change my
Or-
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Arguing or just stimulating
Yes.
conversation.
Pretty true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It depends on the way you look at it.
Depends on the way you look at it. Depends on the game. All
right.
Well, thanks for sharing.
I know. Thank you. It's your.
Last game.
I know.
Speaking of stimulating conversation, this game, also from Pop House Collective, is called It's Kind of a Fun Story. We all keep saying kind of a funny story and then correcting each other. It's kind of a fun story. And the point of this game is to stimulate conversation. So the base game has different cards in there. So there's story cards, and it might be something like, tell us about a time that you wore something really embarrassing. And you're going to tell your story about the time you wore something really embarrassing. But the twist is, everyone else in the group has a couple hear me out cards. And they can say, that's not embarrassing. I've got a really embarrassing story.
Yeah.
And they might throw out that hear me out card and tell their story. And then the group gets to vote on who had the most embarrassing story, or whatever the story card prompt is. And then they get that, and they get the points from that story card. There's additional cards in here like point a finger. And so maybe it says, this person's most likely to grow a mohawk. And everyone points at the same time, and the person with the most fingers pointed at them gets the points from that card.
Yep.
There's also left or right, or that's what it's
to
called.
the left or right.
To the left or right, yeah. And so it'll be something like, the one on the back of the box is most likely to start a cult. And you have to decide which person to your left or your right is most likely to start a cult.
Who would you say? Who?
Izzy.
Me?
It's gotta be, It's gotta be,
Oh my goodness.
So then Izzy would get the card, and Izzy would get the points, and you play to 7 points, I think, is the winner of the game. And, games are, you can win games, but it's not always about winning. Sometimes it's about the journey to get to the win. And we played this one, and we've all been friends for quite some time, but we learned new things about each other, and also just laughed a lot at some of the crazy stories. And some of them are silly, but some of them are a little more thought-provoking and kind of get you to think back on different experiences or things that might have happened to you, or just different life things. So everyone can kind of tell their stories, and it's a way to build connection, and you can relate to one another and see things that you might have in common. So I think because of that, this game's really good to play with people that you know already and deepen those relationships, but it's also a really good game to play with maybe new people. Like maybe you just started college and you're wanting to get to know the people on your floor in your dorm or your roommates. It's a really great game that kind of makes it easy to start those conversations, even if they're just silly conversations. But there's also expansions. These range from mild to chaotic, depending on what you want to play. So we brought home the Pride expansion, the Girls Trip expansion, and the Straight to HE Double Hockey Sticks expansion, which is the chaotic end of the spectrum that I mentioned. So these are additional cards that you can add in to the main deck or play with just these cards, and they're themed around different things. So Girls Trip had some silly cards in there about like, what would your reality TV love story show be, or something like that. Or what's your housewives intro. Yeah. There's just different variety that you can add into the game, and like I said, stimulate conversation and learn something new about people you know, or maybe you're just meeting.
Yeah, for sure.
And that brings us back to you, Taylor. This is our last game of our party games part of this series.
Yeah, and very similar in vein to kind of a fun story, we have Hypothetically from Ivy Studio. Very much stimulating conversation, might be also just kind of like figuring out assumptions of different people, because they can be something as simple as, how many chickens do you think you've seen in your life? And you get to understand, how good at estimating are you? Because a lot of people will just be like, I don't know, 50. It's like, you've seen more than 50 chickens.
Yeah.
Like,
almost the same chicken.
Certainly.
Right.
What if it's the same chicken?
Have you ever been to a chicken farm?
No.
Well,
Well.
so that's part of the game. You can ask clarifying questions. And so, like, maybe you're like, did you grow up with a pet chicken? Because you probably saw that chicken every day.
At least one.
Or maybe the clarifying question is, are we talking about unique chickens?
Yeah.
So, you know, you can kind of figure out how they're thinking about their answer as
Because you're wanting to get as close as you can to the person that picked the question.
Exactly. You'll get a point for being the closest. You get 3 points if you get exactly their answer. I think my favorite anecdote of this game.
I know which one you're going to do.
Yeah, because it's objectively insane. I was given the prompt of, how high do you think I can dunk a basketball? And so I give the context, like, just to clarify, regulation basketball hoops are 10 feet tall. And so I thought that was more than enough information. It's like, my friends know me. They're going to understand that, like, most people can't dunk basketballs. So I probably can't hit 10 feet. So I tell them, truthfully, it's probably like 9.6 on a good day. And I think the lowest guess was like 11 feet. And I was like, you think I'm a professional dunker. What is going on?
I think I put 15.
You did.
I did. Well, so when he said 10, he was like, the regulation one is 10 feet. I was like, oh, okay, so that's like no big deal for him.
Yeah.
He can do 10 feet.
Yeah.
He can clear that.
Izzy thinks I have a
Even-
70-inch vertical.
So
we played basketball together too, and I've seen you.
know what a
You've
regulation
never
hoop looks
dunked it, and so I'm like, why am I thinking
I'm with
that?
Iz on this.
Yeah.
Like, I think that the blame comes down to Taylor if we're assigning blame in this situation. The way Taylor said, just a reminder, a regulation basketball
It's
goal
10 feet.
is 10 feet. I was
Yeah.
like,
He said
oh,
nonchalantly.
no sweat, 10 feet.
Yeah.
Also, this is a silly thing, but like in a few months ago, we were all together and everyone was like, how high can you jump? And Taylor jumped and touched the ceiling in his house. And
Yeah.
I did. I
That's-
got like a foot off the ground if I'm being generous.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's 9 or 10 feet.
That's what I was
not.
like. I was like, those are 9 feet ceilings. He can jump. He could, if he's really trying to dunk, 12 feet, he can do it.
Yeah.
Maybe next year.
Had a
Maybe
lot
next
of
year I'll
faith.
dunk on a regulation hoop.
We're gonna
Maybe.
get you on one of those like the torture things where they like slowly stretch you
Stretch you
out.
out.
I don't
and you're
think
gonna
that's
become
gonna help
really
my
long.
vertical.
Install
Your
some
arms are gonna be
springs.
really long, and you'll be able to reach it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes it so fun is like the prompts are so silly. Like one of them is like, how many slices of cake do you think you've eaten in your life? And I'm like, I don't know that I want to put a real answer down.
I
on this
will.
one.
200.
200.
I think so.
Yeah,
That's slices.
That sounds reasonable.
That sounds reasonable, right?
Yeah.
that's fair.
I don't
almost
know.
said
In the heat of the moment, I don't know if I would also put down 200.
I
is
don't
the
care.
problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of the like thing is you have to think, what does that person think the answer to their question is? Like, how many pieces of cake do I think Izzy thinks that she's eaten?
It's like second order of logic.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing I'll say about this is it comes with like cute little whiteboards. And for like a simple, I mean, it's Ivy Studio. For a simple little party game, I was like, oh, this is whatever. The production is really nice on this. Like the colors are a little different than what you might see on a normal party game.
Yeah.
And all the components are really nice. And of course, like I said, it's Ivy Studio. They have like a funky little design to them. So this one was fun. I also think like infinitely scalable. Like there's only a certain amount of whiteboards, but
Yeah.
even in the rule book it says just get a piece of paper and write it down on there. So you
Might
can,
as well.
you can just keep adding
Yeah.
people to the group and kind of play as long as you want. Like there's a score limit I think that ends the game, but
You can always just
you
bump
could
that
just
up a
keep
bit.
going if
yeah.
you wanted to.
You don't even have
Yeah.
to keep score.
That's kind of true too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So that being said, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
This has been, like we said, the first part of 4 videos where we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of games that we've been playing. And this has been our review of several of the party games. So if you like what you saw and you want to see the parts 2, 3, and 4 of this series, make sure you subscribe below so you'll get notified when those come out. And if any of these sound particularly interesting to you, or you've also recently discovered and played these games, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts on them. But yeah, thanks for being here. And we're gonna go probably
Play another game.
play another game.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, how many games can we play tonight?
7.
Alrighty. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.